Okay, I got the document link. And it's
Okay.
opening.
Okay.
And it's wrong, wrong.
This lessons also talks about informal and formal, and later we are going to rephrase it in formal form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, I got it.
Wow,
Email.
that's great. What is the title?
You need missing words and abbreviation.
Okay, that is read as abbreviation.
Abbreviation.
Yep.
Okay.
You know what is abbreviation?
Uh, I have seen the Chinese title, but I forgot it.
Okay, so when we say abbreviation, that is the on how you make it short, the word,
Oh,
to make the word shorter. Okay.
oh, okay, I got it.
Yep. So that is abbreviation.
Okay.
Okay. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So can you please read the part A?
Okay. Uh, Read the information below, then match the sentence to their description. Missing out word is common in emails and informal speech. It happens where the people know each other very well and the situation is relaxed and friendly. The meaning is clear for the context, so the full grammatical form is not necessary.
Okay, can you read this word?
Relaxed.
Okay, so instead of having the sound said at the last, you can you can pronounce it relaxed.
Relax.
Yeah,
Relax.
relaxed. Yeah. So how
Okay.
about this word? Can you read it?
Grammatical.
Yes, how you read it, it is correct, but the stress must be on the second syllable, like
Uh, Gramma-
grammatical.
Grammatical.
Yes, that is
Okay.
how you read that.
Grammatical.
Yes. Okay. So there's two table here, and the first table, this is the choices,
Hmm?
and the second table, this is we are going to answer here and choose the letter here on the first table. Okay, can you read the letter A?
Okay. That's a good idea.
Okay. Second one.
Did you get my last email?
Okay. So letter C.
I think your idea is great.
D.
It sounds like fun.
Okay, this one.
I'm looking forward to seeing you.
And letter F.
I'll speak to you later.
Letter G.
Just read the email about relocation.
Letter H.
Your suggestion is good, but needs clarification.
Okay, so letter I.
Are you coming with us on Friday?
Okay, so can you read it again?
Uh, clarification.
Okay, can you say clarification?
Clarification.
Yes, the stress is also on the second syllable.
Clarification.
Clarification. Yeah.
Clarification. Okay.
Okay, how about letter J?
I hope you're well.
Okay.
It's pity we missed you yesterday.
And the last?
Next week would be better than this week.
Okay, so as you can see, Mr. Arthur, in those words that inside the parentheses, there are the most missing words in formal. For example, I will say to you that good idea. So instead of that is informal, right? So if you are going to make it formal, then I will make it complete. That's a good idea. Okay, that is it is for all. Okay, how about number 1? We have the answer here, but we need to answer. Okay, can you read number 1?
The subject I can be left out, especially with mental verbs like hope, think, and so on.
Can you read this word again?
Hope.
Okay, can you say hope?
Hope.
Yes. That is how you read that word.
Hope.
Hope. Yeah. Hope. Okay, so what do you think is the additional answer besides C? The subject I can be left out, especially with mental verbs like I hope or I like, I think, like that. What do you think is besides C? What do you think? Other letter.
J.
Yes, it's J. Okay, how about number 2? Can you read it?
In a question, the subject you and the auxiliary can be left out.
Okay, can you read it again?
Auxiliary.
That is read as auxiliary.
Auxiliary.
Yes.
Auxiliary.
This is how you read that word. Auxiliary.
Auxiliary.
Yeah. So, yep. So, in the table above, what do you think this number describe? You. We can remove you.
U. B.
B and
I.
yes, B and I. So, can you please read number 3?
The subject I and the auxiliary. Okay. B, have, will can be left off.
Okay, what do you think?
I.
B, have, will.
Have.
F.
And B.
Okay.
Have, will.
F and
and is L.
L. Are you sure? I think that's different. Okay, so the correct answer is F and E. Yes, okay, that's E. I am. So, yeah, I am. So, how about number 4? Can you read it?
The words that or it can be left out, often with a form of be as well.
Okay.
It,
What do you think? B. We can left out that and eat.
uh,
That and eat.
or it that is A
A. I think
and
we have three answer.
a B
What?
that and D
D and
and is K.
yes, it is A, D, and K. So can you please read number 5?
Number 5. A form of B can be left out on its own.
Okay, a form of B can be left out on its own.
Mm, Is H
Okay, H and
and L.
yes, it's H and L.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it is said that the form of B, right? So your answer is H, and in H that is. And one of the form of B is, right?
Pardon?
One of the form of B is.
Yeah.
Okay, and R, that is auxiliary verbs. Okay, how about the last number? I think we have only one letter for that.
The
Yeah,
is
the.
G.
Okay, your answer is
G.
yes, it is G. So now let us move on to part B. As you can see, there are lots of missing words, and we
Uh-huh.
are going to answer that. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So can you please read the first one? This is the answer here.
It was a great evening, wasn't it? Really enjoyed the meal, and nice to see Mary and Roger again. It was.
What do you think is the answer for that?
Uh, mm,
Blank had a chance to speak to Lucy yet?
mm, uh, you?
You? This is a question, right? Yes, it is you, but you are going to put something on
Oh,
its beginning. What do you think?
did you have a chance to speak to Lucy yet?
Your answer is did. Okay, so as you can see,
Yeah.
it is not yet happening. Yet. So
Oh,
what do you think instead of did? This is wrong. What do you think is the right?
yeah. Will you? Will you?
Will you? I
Uh,
think it is better to say have. Have you? Have you had a chance?
Ah,
Yes.
ah,
I think that
yeah.
is better. Okay.
Have you had a chance to speak to Lucy?
So can you please read it?
Don't worry if you haven't. We'll be seeing her tomorrow.
Okay. So how about this one? This sentence.
About next week. Uh, The film you
Yes, it's
suggested sounds great.
yes, you're right. The film.
The film.
How about this one?
Been talking to some at um, mhm. I have been talking to some
Yes,
colleagues.
I have been, you're right.
Uh-huh.
Or you can make it short, like I've, but this is
Ah,
right. I have.
mhm. I've
Yep,
been talking.
yes. Okay, so how about this one?
Hmm. About a day. I'm not sure about a day.
Okay, I'm not.
Mhm.
And can you read it on a whole?
I'm not sure about a day though.
Tuesday might. Can
Uh,
you continue it?
Tuesday might be difficult. Perhaps Wednesday would be better.
Yes, would be better.
Uh-huh.
Better. And let me know.
Let me know. Uh, I'm going to my parents.
Okay, I'm going to my parents.
Mhm.
And at blank
I'm going to my parents at this weekend.
at this weekend, or
Yeah, I'm going to my parents at next
at,
weekend.
yes, you can say the, right? If
That
you are not
weekend.
sure, yes.
Weekend.
At the weekend,
I'm going
blank looking. What
yeah,
is that blank?
weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, I am. Okay, so how about the next sentence? Can you read it?
They live in uh, Chi- Chi-
Chichester.
Chichester.
Yes. So, Mr. Arthur, if you think you are going to have a difficulties in reading a long word, then
Uh-huh.
the technique for that is divide it to divide it to syllables. For example, chi,
Uh-huh.
then
Uh-huh.
make it the first syllable,
Uh-huh.
chas. So,
Chichester.
sir, yes, Chichester.
Uh, but
Okay,
sometimes I'm not sure. Maybe sometimes it pronounced as chi, or sometimes it pronounced
chai.
as chi.
Yep. Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
I'm not sure the rules.
Yes. Okay. So maybe you can search for those specific words that you want to learn
Mhm.
specifically. Okay. So how about
Okay.
this blank?
Uh, do you ever been there?
Do you
Have
ever?
have you ever been there?
Yes, have you? You're right. Okay. How about the next paragraph? Can you read it?
Uh, Sometimes soon we need to talk about holiday plans for next summer. Things are still a bit uncertain at work.
Okay, things are. That's great. You're right. Okay, things still a bit uncertain at work. Okay, can you please read it?
Might be possible to take 2 weeks off in July, but can't be sure. 3 weeks impossible.
Okay, so can you please read it first, this word?
To take.
Okay, you read it like tech, but the correct pronunciation for that is take.
Take. Take.
Yes. Don't forget to pronounce or have the sound of Y. Take. Yes.
Take. Take.
Yes, yes. Just like pain, shame, plain, right?
Okay.
Okay. So can you please continue here?
It's a pity.
Okay. It's a pity, right?
Anyway, I got to
Anyway,
go now.
what
I got to go now.
I got. Yes, you're right, but instead of saying I got, you can also add I have got or I've got. I've got. I've got to go now.
So the formal way is I have got to go now.
Yes, that is the formal way. I've got to go now.
I think I always lost the have.
Yeah. Okay. So now, you know it? I have been. Yes. Maybe other lessons we are going to talk about tenses and we are going to practice it. Okay. So how about this one?
I hope you are well.
Okay, I hope.
I hope.
Yes, you're right. How about the last one?
I will see you next week.
Yes, I will see you next week. Or I'll, right? I'll.
See you next week. Okay.
It's the same.
I will see you next week.
Yes. Okay, so now, before we proceed, Mr. Arthur, let us read this paragraph completely with the right intonation. Can you still remember that right intonation? Going up and going down? Okay, so please repeat after me.
Okay.
It was a great evening, wasn't it?
It was a great evening, wasn't it?
This is a question mark, I'm sorry. Really enjoyed the meal, and nice to see Mary and Roger again.
Really enjoyed the meal, and nice to see Mary and Roger again.
Have you had a chance to speak to Lucy yet?
Have you had a chance to speak to Lucy yet?
Don't worry if you haven't. We'll be seeing her tomorrow.
Don't worry if you have. Don't worry if you haven't. We'll be seeing her tomorrow.
Okay. How about next week? The film you suggested sounds great.
About next week, the film you suggested sounds great.
Okay. I've been talking to some colleagues at work about it.
I have been talking to some colleagues at work about it.
Okay.
Colleagues?
So now, as you can see, Mr. Arthur, I put an importance to colleagues. So I'm going to make it on a higher intonation. So I said colleagues at work about it. So it is your choice, Mr. Arthur, to what word do you want to make important? Okay?
Okay.
So, I am not sure about the day though.
I'm not sure about the day though.
Tuesday might be difficult.
Tuesday might be difficult.
Perhaps Wednesday would be better.
Perhaps Wednesday would be better.
Let me know.
Let me know.
I'm going to my parents at the weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to my parents at the weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
They live in Chichester.
They live in Chichester.
Have you ever been there?
Have you ever been there?
Sometime soon. We need to talk about holiday plans for next summer.
Sometime soon we need to talk about holiday plans for next summer.
Things still a bit uncertain at work.
Things are still a bit uncertain at work.
Might be possible to take 2 weeks off in July, but can't be sure.
Might be possible to take 2 weeks off in July, but can't be sure.
3 weeks impossible.
3 weeks impossible.
It's a pity.
It's a pity.
Anyway, I've got to go now.
Anyway, I've got to go now.
I hope you're well.
I hope you're well.
I will see you next week.
I'll see you next week.
Okay, so now, Mr. Arthur, we are going to the part C in page number 3, and we are going to match the abbreviation with the meanings in letter A, B, C, and D. So, in number 1, can you read it? IE.
IE.
That stands for?
I dist.
Yes. Id est.
I dist.
Yes. What do you think is the meaning of that here? A, B, C, or D?
I'm going to give an example.
Are you sure?
IE. Oh, IE. IE. B. I'm going to explain what I mean using different words.
Okay, so that is B. Okay, id est. Okay, how about you know what, Mr. Arthur, that this id est and exempli gratia is a Latin word. I don't know if it is Latin or Greek word, but this is the original, the origin of how it became IE. Okay, so how about number 2? Can you read it?
EG.
Okay, it stands for?
Exemplary gratia.
Okay, exempli gratia. So what do you think is the answer here?
EG. EG. A. I'm going to give
Yes,
an
it is
example.
A. How
Exemplary.
about number 3?
NB. Nota bene.
Yes, nota bene. Can you say it? Nota bene.
Nota bene.
Okay.
Nota bene.
Yes.
It sounds like Spanish.
Yes. It's like Spanish. Nota bene. So what do you think is the answer? Is it C or D?
I think is D.
Yes, it is D. And letter C is?
Yes, PS.
Yes, PS or?
Postscript.
Yes, postscript. This is an English word. So the answer is letter?
If C, I'm adding some information
Yes.
at the end that I forget.
Yes. And you know what, Mr. Arthur, that this PS is famous on a movie? For example, they are writing some formal letters from their relatives and they forgot
Mm-hmm.
something. PS on the last part of the letter.
Uh-huh.
PS, we love you so much, like that, because they forgot to include it on the uh, main letter
Uh-huh.
content. Okay, so they will
Yeah.
add PS on the near in the signature. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think is this one? Can you read it? ETC?
Etc.
Yes, you know that,
I've
etc.
I've asked about this.
Before?
I think yes. Before I think I asked you.
Oh, yeah, maybe me. Yes,
Yeah.
I already answered it.
Yeah.
So, this is also one of the abbreviation, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
meanings and others, or and so on,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or and others. Okay, so now let's move on to part D. First, read the information about abbreviated forms, then write out the emails in full. In some emails, you can find very abbreviated forms. The writer wants to write very quickly and the meaning is clear from the context. There are C techniques. So there are three techniques here, as you can see on the table. Can you
Yeah.
please read number 1?
Use a letter to start for a sound, like a C equals C.
Yes. So for another example for that is other informal writers write it as can you see me, like that, like,
Yeah.
but they mean that they can you see them, like that.
Mm-hmm.
So another letter stands for the sound is maybe this one. You know what is this? Can you read that?
The first character is L.
Yes.
Mm. L L A R.
So how can you read that in English word? You know what is that?
No.
Later.
Oh, later.
Yeah.
Later.
Later. Yep. So that is how you read that word. Okay, can you please read number 2?
Making a short form of a common word, like YR equals to your.
Yes. But in our country, we use your because this one
Your, yeah.
stands for year, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know about this book. Okay.
Uh-huh.
How about number 3?
Writing the first letters of a well-known phrase as soon as possible.
Okay. So this as soon as possible is also called as ASAP, right?
ASAP.
Yes,
ASAP.
ASAP. Yeah.
ASAP.
So I'm going to ask you, in your country, about in your country, Mr. Arthur, what is the informal words for in your country to make it shorter?
Let me see. Usually, we got two plans in of my company. One is Taiwan and the other one is Korea.
Oh,
So sometimes we transfer our job from Taiwan to Korea. We
oh,
use the word site to site. Then we
okay.
just write S to S.
So that means side to
Yes.
side? Oh,
Yes.
that's great. So that is one of the informal way to communicate. So now, as you can see here, Mr. Arthur, in email number 1, you can see that there's a lot of informal words, right? Just like your YR stands for your, and now let us make it on formal. Okay. Can you start it? I will type it.
In relation to your order received today, we cannot supply the quantity you need at this moment. Please confirm as soon as possible if a part delivery would be acceptable with the rest of follow later.
Rest to follow later. Regards,
Stephen.
Yes, Stefan. Okay, that's great. How about email number 2? What is the subject?
Thanks for your message.
Thanks for your message.
Regard your message left on my answering machine. Yes, I'm free for lunch on Wednesday next week. By the way, good news about your interview. Have to I'm not sure this word. Have to warm now.
Work. This is work.
Oh, have to work now. See you, Jen.
Okay. See you, Jane. So now let us check your sentence. On the first part, regard your message. Instead of saying regard, you can add regarding.
Regarding.
Regarding your message left on my answering machine, yes, I'm free for lunch on Wednesday next week. By the way, good news about your, what is that?
Your interview.
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 Oh, did I already taught you this about interview? How to read this word? Interview. Can you say it?
Interview.
Okay, this is how you read that. You will remove the sound T, okay? Just like, just wait for a minute.
Interview.
Yes, just like this one. Can you read it?
International.
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 Yes. those Native American speakers read it as international.
Oh,
International. Okay,
I
so,
didn't notice this.
oh, really? Then
Yeah.
now you know it.
Yes.
So this one is read as, can you read it?
Center.
Yeah, that is read as
Oh.
center.
Oh.
For example, call center.
Call center.
Yeah.
Call center. Okay.
So maybe in your work, maybe you can use that. Then your coworkers would like, oh, what did you say? This is
Okay.
this is right. This is how you pronounce this word, center. Like a slang now. Center, international. And this one, can you read it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Mhm. Internet.
One more time.
Internet.
Yes, internet.
Ah, internet.
Yes, but not all NT will be silent. All of maybe this is one of those T silent in international, center, internet, and interview.
Interview.
Yes.
Inner.
You
Inner.
yes, most of them have NT, NT, and NT. They will pronounce the N only, not the T. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So now, let's move on to email number 3. Are you ready
Okay.
to translate it in formal? Okay. So now, what is the subject?
Subject options for help. Technical help.
Okay, for technical help.
We have a technic assistance section on our website with an extensive list of FAQs.